Okay, so my name is Norbert, Bede, you know, I'm the organizer of the conference in US. And I will try to talk about my aspect as product manager and who's working almost 10 years with iDempiere, and how we can see the different way, like developer, the problem, the same problem, others explain us. But first, I got recently an email, Carlos, like yesterday, not cake, but why I am here? Because maybe how far? Okay, 2017, I worked with Jira and other systems, and I understand. I want anything, I will never get it. So this deep-linked issue in the customer portal, it's 8-year-old ticket. But in the open source, we can change this, because we can be a taker or maker, and if we want to change this, then we can do that quickly, easily, fastly, as we want, by helping of core developers. That is not my presentation, just I think it is important because my experience started with the commercial systems, and now I switch to my presentation. So I'm product manager. I'm worked with commercial systems, as I mentioned, and there was a lot of things like tuned, and that was the product. But we understand this is the project, and our aim in our company at iDempiere is to build a product which is sellable and supportable commercially. That is not easy task, because AI and UX and other topics are quite relevant and quite evolved now. And maybe, as I think the developer has easy task in open source community, because he can do anything he wants. Just take the code, make the branch, study the code, change it, and use it own way. But my case is different, because I have some people in company, and I'm always promise something to customers. I need to sell it, but then we hunting and working how to deliver it. And how we are using iDempiere, and why my aspect is different, I think. Because, yes, if I turn back, or when we started, maybe 10 years ago, then we start with integrations, we start with async integration to understand how it's easy to deliver content to different systems. But I'm always come back and wondering why we need other systems. I don't want to say iDempiere is only one solution, but for my aspect, the iDempiere is the framework, I think. It is scalable, it's deployable like dedicated, like shared EC2 or other providers. We can deploy it as Docker task or Kubernetes maybe. So is it highly available, I think. We can have any size of database. We can make plugins. What purposes? Yes, that is a deep topic. We have framework, we have business functions, we have UI and other areas. But it is always about to deliver a content, collect data, and share data with others. And in the recent years, this was changed quite a lot. And for me, as a man who is not able to start and test Superset at one evening and tomorrow morning to show my customer, maybe I can do, but I have other tasks also. That means it will be easier to see, to have a solution which is as is, can be usable, like Reka talked about, a bit simpler, onboarding, open the chart, to have a mobile application, to somehow we need to turn the project a bit into the product on the right way. But in my aspect, so our context is the next. I will explain our context. We believe, because we are not, I don't want to say we are not technical, because we are using AWS, we are using caching and many services, but I'm not technical, so it's easier to me find the tools. It's half products like AWS, and if I promise someone, to customer, then I would like to sleep in silent and without the problems. So we are using Amazon AWS, and we are running here database layer. We have RDS, master replica. We are running. This is the layer of the infrastructure as service. We are using Web UI, REST API, web sites. It was the GSP maybe that time, legacy project, and scheduler for specific purposes. But also other services like ActiveMQ, Apache Camel, and other services still running. We are using legacy way. But for me, this is the security. So this tells me I can do anything in this layer because I have trust, I have good core, we are able to upgrade, we are able to sizing. Yes, we have problems, we have challenges. Let's say no problems, only challenges. Smaller and biggest, and probably how to say when you are not sure you can done this challenge, but you can do, but too much challenges, I think. I cannot find the right word, sorry for that. Opportunity. Maybe this is opportunity, yes. If not challenge, that is opportunity. You are right. It's a good approach, I think. Okay, so the question is, can I say my customer it is high availability? Yes, if I will use bigger server, replicating and so, yes, it depends on only money. But we say it's high available and the capacity is a good solution, I think. So we have covered it. So what we think the iDempiere is now is our back office. We say it's not web UI, it's back office. Why back office? Because when I started with iDempiere, those systems, the people used only internal. Now, the different story. When I started in 2005, there was two types of software consultant. There was in suite. The second one is an Adidas and farmer. You know, farmer is jeans. Okay. And what happens? We were very serious, big contracts, complicated things. But then one day he told me, okay, we have this guy here that we can sell anywhere in the world. Oh, how simple. And I was not too much important maybe. And they start to win. Okay, and now the question is, who is the winner at the end? Because if we know all those processes, and we are using backend users, but we have a big trouble over this, because we have end users, we have touch points. I learned some words from Reka, where we need to interact with those users in many ways. Push notifications, SMS, emails, and other technologies. Is it possible always not just by AWS? So practically, as Michael also mentioned, there are many tools can do that, this approach. But I think the product evangelism, what we feel and we want to provide to our customers, is always depend on the company. He's providing the service in different country, different nature, different culture, different requirements, different solution probably. Yes. So here in Europe, too many small softwares. They are doing things very good. That is the problem, or the challenge, or the opportunity. Okay. So this iDempiere says this is the backend platform. That is how we are. Master data, order, shipping, accounting. What is this?
Yep.
Yes. Ah, lobby light. How this started? It's in Krefeld, 2015. We are in Castle, cooking and talking about DMS, Alfresco and others. But then we start a bit working on it, make a design together. Then I lose for some years. He starts develop it. Then a long time later, we take it a bit, improve it. Also hire Logilite team, and we're using it as massive data storage. Because iDempiere has attachments, but the big challenge was how can I probably load daily 50,000 images fast secure way, and big performance, good performance. So we are using DLS and using behind the storage provider and using again AWS S3 service. But you can use any other service because it's open. You can do anything. Here, then we started to use the Logilite authorization that time, and we have a many type of the token. But it would be nice if we can get into the core and somehow standardize, because it's a bit complication for us. And then we recognize, I think also we can say, I don't want to say we are leader, but we are the user and company who is quite a lot investigating how to use the REST, how improve it, how use it in the external environments. So not in the back office, but at front end, at client side, at integrations. So we have this layer, but it's the until now is the standard iDempiere. Just we have this layer which give us the security and trust for me as non-developer, technical man. So the trouble is starting here, or challenge. It's about the many disciplines. It's really required, like industrial scanners, tablets, Zebra phones, or other tools, portals, webs, storefronts. So we have a big user base here, the front-end users. The front-end user, you know, the iDempiere has business partners, and business partners should have locations, and based on the original design, the user, AD user is the regular user for external portals also. I'm right? Am I right? Okay. No. Okay. Some new words. What is headless e-commerce? And okay, centralization of business logic and backend. Okay. So I believe, as product manager and company owner, founder, for us would be easier to keep all together without integrations now in these recent years than integrate. Is it possible to integrate? I believe a lot of good solutions, but probably it's also capacity question. If the company, the company is providing services over iDempiere, if he has a good base for technical people, then it's good and affordable, I think. But also the change is not only on the UI, but on the data models also. So iDempiere has 1,200 tables, I think, but it is still not enough, I think. Because a lot of topics we had not covered, and if I remember, the SAP has around 10,000 or 15,000 tables. So we have a lot of space to improve it.
That's not a good comparison.
But it's grooving because I will show you today my presentation. I don't plan to make any slides, but I have. And I will show in the next slides how we improve it. And I will walk through Mikhail examples and will show how we look over the similar way, but a different approach. I don't want to say it's better or not better. Our approach is probably less scalable because we are in the multi-tenant mode, so I forget this. We are really walking through your Yankee idea. We have only one database. We have replicas. We are using still Postgres, not Aurora at AWS, but we can change it soon. And we are using the multi-tenancy of iDempiere. So we found a lot of bugs. It was fixed in the recent years, but in the last 10 years we are running already in multi-tenant mode. So only one deployment, and all services are multi-tenantable. I think we do not need to provide any other setup, just use it as is. Okay. Okay. And this headless e-commerce, did anyone meet this headless e-commerce or headless principle? No. Okay, headless is something. What happens? What is the evolution? All times we had the websites which were static. Then they said, okay, we can make PHP, ESP, we can make GSP and other maybe 99 and around the 2000 years of technology. Then, okay, but how does anyone meet the WordPress it's gone because hacked? Maybe not now, but before it was obvious. In the recent years, WordPress is really good, I think. I remember that it was only blog, but now it's a massive system. So it's okay, but at that time there wasn't many. And what they understood, if we will have database and REST API, it's all available on the internet, then we should have problem with capacity, scalability. So they think the headless principle is best because we can use system like iDempiere to collect and maintain data in one place, or create our custom model, like Notion, for example. But then we can materialize, and we can build the code in JavaScript, Angular, React, and others, and then I can deploy it as single code. So headless is something like that, but the headless is very different perspective, which is like a new direction. But headless is also, if you have a system, it's like application dictionary. And for example, WordPress, if you are split the back office, like administration panel and front end, so you are using before WordPress, React or Angular, then you have headless system also. So it depends on the deployment always. We are using now live data, so we are always live, but recently we are quite about status with the caching, cache, you know cache? It's my favorite word in company. I remember from line, cache is cache in Latin. Hope it's not wrong. But we like it. So, we believe, as mentioned many times before, the single source of truth, so one source of data is the best way what we can do. So our approach is very similar, like we watched yesterday. So everything it is defined, it's done in our system. So we don't believe the good idea is to define images in the e-commerce or put description in the e-commerce, put translation in the e-commerce. And I think iDempiere is ready for this task. So what use cases we are covering now? It's not just image, it's really working solution. There's Slovakia is a small country, so not big business there. But I think it's quite interesting and can be also somehow adapted into the core or help to share it or somewhat. So e-commerce, e-shop. So we have the e-shop in our case is storefront. Storefront means you have a database, you have a tenant, and you can do any number of the storefronts. Just deploy it, get data, and collect data. The presentation layer, I think. The mobile application and large screens. It's not visible, but I will show in live. We are using iLink Mobile. I presented it in live, but meantime we dropped the offline version and we are going live fully because it was not rentable. In the recent customer we have two new features, the POS. It's the Angular-based POS, and we are using the payment gateways, we are using the fiscal payments, and we are using loyalty cards, loyalty payments. We worked with Alan from Brasilia 4 months, and we have developed a full customer program, including loyalty management, coupons, wallets, digital wallets, and the POS wallets. I mean gifts. It's the same principle, but from accounting perspective. And also we have a calculation model where you can say, okay, change automatically this layer if hit this point, collecting this point, reducing this point. Quite advanced. I think Alan did a good work. Production app. It's so practically this part is presentation layer, but from this is the productivity layer. Because we can give to customer or user the web UI, back office, but he's just come into the work morning, he's unhappy probably, or he's happy. He need to do some task, maybe confirm just with one button, 100 transactions or maybe 1000 transactions. And probably the system is timeout, that session is over. So instead, we are using productivity application for production. These two solutions recently running in the flower business. It's quite complicated because the flower business really depends on images. That was the reason why we cooperate with Hengsin and ask Hengsin to improve attachments in the formats, grids, info windows, search on the global search. You can see layouts, images, and so. I think it's a really good improvement since we are not using it because we have no time to migrate, but plan. IoT is the automated warehouse. We are using it as REST API and Apache kernel, I think, where we are communicating with the not robot like Atlas, Tesla Atlas, but it's also Atlas, but it's a Belgian company Atlas. It's different. It's just moving pallets in the array. Okay, some examples. This company or this, so we are not working for Kia directly, but for supply chain for day. So we are using WMS, gist sequencing. We are using. This is for transport management. We are start to work over better stuff like transport management system. We create a mobile over and Kanban and so on. As this, I have those two same. Okay, this is same. Okay, and just a different example. For example, this is the transport management, and it is the included tab where we are showing the trace. Okay, and this is the automated warehouse. This is not important now. This is another example, and this was the flower business. Where I will start with this, I think, because this is the most present and most of opportunities we have here. Okay. Okay. So I will continue now with a realistic example. I will try to. Okay. This is on my hand now. I have opened. So this is the application where it's ionic. It can be mobile, a simple mobile. No data yet, but I can save and select filter. Sure, Reka help us or design this UI, but still we have a better experience now. But this is the UI, how it looks. I can switch into the white mode. So in the same, we have solution for mobility and mobile devices. And also we have solution for Kanbans. The Kanban is not the same Kanban like Diego has, but this is the white version. I show now the black because it's in the warehouse is running this way. So iDempiere is running. Let's imagine the next scenario. The custom, we have an object Vestor basket. Maybe I think this is the base one. It's hidden in the iDempiere. We unlock it. We receive the orders, we automatically create shipments, we are using shipment confirmations, and the challenge and question was how we can, without any interaction, to inform the drivers who came morning into the warehouse, what is their tasks. And we say, okay, then what is it? So this is the shipment package in iDempiere. Shipment package is something you can generate from shipment, and is the what is the name?
MPS.
MPS is the standard, world standard, using FedEx and DHL, I think. And we are creating those packages from the shipment confirmations. And then, when the warehouse picker confirming those items, we automatically fill out those lines. It hits volumes, capacity sizes, and if you see, there is a line above, and this is today, I think, which is this, I don't know which day is today, but this is one day, second day, and the next day. So the interaction is very simple, just come into the warehouse and says, okay, what I have in the left side, so this is my name, take it, I have the scanner, the transport management application, and then I pick up and go to confirm each packages. I have the routes, I have the stops, and go. That is the one use case, maybe two use cases, where we can use the iDempiere. We don't need any external integration, just use REST API and authorization and front-end design system, I think, like Ionic or native React. I don't have too much design system in my head, but we are using this. Also the same for the picking. So this is the size, and they have a two kiosk, big one, television TVs, which was available on the market at that time. And the pickers, they have Motorola scanners. It's not WMS, but we create a warehouse group in the system. And the question was how the expedition manager, who is picking and finishing the expedition packages and packing, he knows on the which zones, how many items in which weight will be received into the final position. And he can see, okay, this direction, like Bratislava, for example, has this item, this, and not finished. Finished. If it's done, it's gone, and it's finished on the completed on the shipment package application. Printed the label and so on. In this case, they are also printing. We are calling some shipping providers. So here is a very nice hidden object, maybe not very old time created. The shipping transactions can be used for calling outside to external providers. By REST API, there is a interface, you can do anything as you want, and you get back the label, you just print it, stick, and go. So this is one productivity approach I think should help for users, and almost using the base modules and probably the transport management, which is in transport management, the custom interfaces are extended, which was required to achieve this effect. Okay, now I will close this, and I will show my web. I mean demo shop. This is running. This is the demo, so it's slow. But this is the storefront. That means no e-commerce behind, just iDempiere. How this works? Maybe I don't like to show to people or users, okay, we have network calls, but it's not possible to hide, but you can do what? Okay, I would like to see electronics. Oh, what's happening here? We just make call to the backend, big one, and we have payload, filters, and that is the topic, how and where I think help to community by contributing, by testing, by improving, by talking, by chatting, how you should use them for your implementations. So for example, which solutions we changed or improved. Okay, iDempiere has REST API, it's nice, but we are not able to get, not based on context, but on request the language, the content in the given language. So if we want, say, okay, we just switch the language into the different, then what happens? We send the payload in the given language, and we receive back the content in the given language. Recently, we have in the queue how to create the content in different language and how to get back automatically. I don't know, it's easier or not. It's not easy to do, to write and understand those complex concepts. And also, if you are running it, the challenge is, if you are running it all in one, then it can be quite challenging to have high availability, don't influence another clients. Somehow, if you have one problem on the deployment, you don't put into a different one. Yes? So these and the recent implementations, I very like Hexi communication. Also you and Diego, we are chatting a lot. But sometimes I come with the idea, and 3 days later he comes with solution. So when we chat about, okay, why our REST API code is so complicated? Because Oh, developer experience, Muriel. Is Muriel here? Yes. Ah, I thought you are leaving. So, what developer says? Oh, it's not Swagger, I don't like it. Oh, you know that. Then, what is OData? Ah, it's too complicated. Would be easier to use Swagger. Or, we have GraphQL. So, OData is the REST API standard, communication standards between REST, HTTP, and GraphQL, and sit between somewhere. It's anything you can do with GraphQL, or most of them, is possible to do with OData. But the problem is, no, the challenge is how we can hide those requests. We cannot, because it's the JavaScript technology. So this is deployed in AWS ACS Docker system, and the deployment is the R53 is the DNS solution. Then CloudFront is a caching. Then we have Dockers, and then we have EC2 REST services and RDS for database. So this is SSR. So the first call is running on the server, but all other calls is running when you click on a given link. And Hexing came with, okay, that was something which I was shocked. I think we found I give questions asked how we can make it simpler. We create the model, like iDempiere's model. We create a TypeScript model. It's generated from application dictionary. Can be done by iDempiere if you want, but we are doing it externally with JavaScript. And it's the npm package, and that means when we upgrade the version, change the model, we just update the package JSON, and we have a new fields, new views, new tables. And the developers has the full model of that. Not perfect, and I think we are not enough core developers to do the best, but I think good experience to consider over. And Hexing came with, okay, views. What are views? So when we want, Michael says yesterday, okay, we can create a view, complex one, and include as we want. But sometimes, my experience is, it can be slow, for example. Yes? If you join costing with 20 million records, you join storage, you join ACI, attributed instance, this can be unusable. So you can materialize and many questions. So what we found as good solution, sometimes we are denormalize the tables, not too much, just the appropriate way, I will show how. And then we are using expands, but expands can be costly. I think it's not, if you make the call in database, it's take 100 milliseconds. In the normal REST response, it's 250, but if you make expand, it's 400, it's too much. But he creates the server-side expand, it's the views, the new endpoint is view, and you can define in the background, and those all queries can be much more easier, I think. So that is good, and that is what I like, and it's motivation for me. How it's evolving and how we can improve, and probably we can deliver services to customers. So,
Sorry, Norbert, just one question. So, are you using the REST API?
Everything you see here is initiated by SSR server. We are asking for token, first REST token, then authorization, and we are just making calls to REST API, nothing more.
To iDempiere REST
To
API?
iDempiere, yes, no more. We have caching layer between, so that is true. So the caching, so if we click here once, click here next time, it's fast. That means if you look into the oops, where is it? Oh, here. Then you see the response times. So first we had 300 more, but then it can be less. And the goal is, it's the time driven and cache, the key driven. So if you say, okay, the user has own context, authorization, maybe profile, then we cache the data for 50 minutes, and after 15 minutes just the CloudFront or any other system can flush this cache and ask again. and the pricing and others. So if the user log in here, then he gets special prices. So I log in now, and oh, what we are calling here? We are calling here some too much maybe. The first is we are calling. Oh, I will go through. For example, CB partner. So we are asking for B partner because we logged in. So we want to know who is the user and who is the company. So we have the full context. Then we asking for location. Maybe that is not the best, but we haven't time because we can do that in the one call, maybe with one view. Not a SQL view, but with the REST view as a new one. Then this is not good to ask for AD users directly, but would be better to use view again. But it's hidden, I think. And we have here, that is basket. Okay, we are asking for basket. Now, this is the put basket. I think we are using baskets because we thought if we want to interact with all our users, especially POS or web users are very sensitive on the time, then it can be trouble because if the user click on the put to basket, but we have 30 million orders, then it can take 1 second, for example. So we have the double basket and basket line, and it's always fresh. And if it's finished, then normally, okay, I put into the basket, I have a basket, this one, checkout, and select the shipment provider. Yes, we have the shipment provider. Again, same in POS, that is important. And we are using the same POS standard types, same for POS, yes, and same for web store. So if you write once the code for POS standard types, then we can use it on websites, I think storefronts, and we can use it always again on POS. I think that can be the good approach because if you need to write it again, that can be quite time consuming. But that is also a challenge here because to put this and make it this way is really expensive, I think. And we need to make miracles in the next months to survive and go. But I think it's still for me it's easier because what we have Jenkins, and we say okay, build, commit, GitHub, then deploy it to AWS, and he deploy it. If something went wrong, just move version back and one version number. Regarding to pricing, we are always making call. It's the process, again, a new process, plus process. We are asking for the price and said, okay, we are using the absolutely same engine we have in iDempiere. So we send the product, quantity, and customer. And based on this, we are able to say which price is reliable for customer. And if the quantity, for example, change it or increase it, then we just change the price. Also, it's the same for storage, because on the response, we are sending back the storage, and if we have the allocation, it's just between, over the reservations, then you can look the exact quantities on ACI for given case. So not just reserve, but also you have a queue of reservations, and you can 100% tell to customer it is yours, not others. It can be sure changed. I think it was initiated since iDempiere time, but never was finished. I think we finished it. Yes. Okay, images. That is important part. And then I will finish in 3 minutes. I will show how we maintain it in the backend. We have calls, CDN, like content delivery network, we are saying. And those images, what we are looking for. Just give me for record ID, this. It's 6 images, maybe, or 8. And he responds back, again, with REST API, the array of images. It's doing in DMS, from DMS. DMS was not adapted in the iDempiere REST API directly, I think. But Deepa promised me, when? Yesterday? Tomorrow morning? Not yet, not yet. That is the big problem. Okay, so this, and backend, what happened behind is, okay, so we have what we have here. Since, okay, I make a bit confusion, but Now I will switch from this tenant from different one. This is the live site. Quite fast, I think. And it is this different tenant. And we have the authorization where you can say we have out client, and you can have, let's say, 5 authorization client, and each front-end project is one client. So Web Store 1 is client 1, has different tokens and rights than different one, next one. So mobile has the own tokens, own client. No, not one token, but each user has own authorization refresh token, but it's always closed between one authorization token, authorization client. So those data are fully automated loaded from Netherlands API market. So we are loading daily 35,000 images, products, and we have a process again, which is reading data by scheduler in each 50 minutes. It's not perfect yet, so what we are doing, we create, we ask API, then it put back the response, we create a product, we have the external storage, like API storage, special locator type, which is visible in the system, but it's not possible to sell or put into the document. And loading. So if someone, the aim of this, it's not B2B, we thought this will be B2B, but not, is to fight for goods in the Netherlands market and put into the basket, then convert pay online by payment gateway, which creates the payment transaction against order. Then if it's successful, then it creates payment, and then automatically generate invoice after the change of status. Okay, and so the images are stored in the DMS, but publisher, we have the DMS auto-publish, which if we store DMS inside the system, like host, then it's the rule which has the class and says, okay, I can publish it to anyone through the next storage provider, and we start the normalization, we generate thumbnails, we convert it into WebP, the new format, not a JPEG, but new one, and just show it. So that's it. And also we have the fully supported the UOM. So if you define once in the product, you have UOM, you can define the UOM conversions. And just you change it and put not one quantity but a full package into the basket. And if you put it, then immediately log these goods. And it's not possible to sell through POS or through different web store or sell by SaaS people. Yes? So the granularity and atomicity is very high level, I think. Because if you are synchronized, but really depends on the customer, on the use case, on the requirement, because this is very specific on the requirement. This has a very specific requirement to load data automatically and then delete data automatically. It was the second one big challenge, how we can continuously delete daily 30,000 products. But okay, only maybe 0.1% is sold. So it's not effective economically, I think, but it's a great challenge how we can tune our system to handling a huge data volume. Not huge, but 1 million is huge, but 30,000 for us is quite a lot. Okay, regarding to attributes, iDempiere has regular attributes. We are using them. We have different approach here. We are first we ask Hexim to implement the multi-attribute. When you can say this computer can be used in office or at home. That means one product, 2 assignments in the same attribute. That was not supported. We sponsor it at Hexim, and it's already in the core. So practically, in the backend, you can assign one product based on the attribute set to here what we have. Color, it's solar, but kind. It's, no translation. It could be done by AI, but not yet. Average, max, so some parameters. Okay. And here above, if you go back, for example here, then you see some attributes, and we have a component here. We create again the call, it's a special endpoint, and just reduce the scope what you want to see. What is not easy to have the same loader for grid, same loader for attributes, and this I think is a never-end story to make it better. Because it works, but we have a lot of tasks we can do. If you're using external systems, so you can consider what is benefit. The integrality and if I say for a smaller company, it's affordable because not too much technologies, but I don't want to take it or leave it because many people leave it now. But if it will be better, like onboarding, guiding, and UI maybe, then he can get okay. I can do now what I say customer. Okay, you want to buy our system? I'm just put some items into the backend. Going to the customer and says, okay, this is your product. You see, you haven't web store yet, or you have a different one, but we can show your product in context. So that is what you should buy from us. This way, I put this, purchasing, pricing, and others. Okay. Okay, and so those are, and I'm going into backend now. And so we have product. Here. I will just show the significant changes maybe or important changes how we achieve this result. So what was changed is okay, this one, but I will open the today products. Today. This one. 15,000 currently. It's item, we have taxes, we have a special attribute set, those populated automatically and published and showed on the website. Then what we are using here is, the special one is the web store here. So we have the assignment and product V-store or W store. And you can say this product is belonging to which web store. So if you say, okay, I have two web stores for two countries or different markets, I just say, okay, I can create record here, or what we have is recently, thanks to our developers, Igor and Peter. Okay, thanks. It's enough, I think. Developers are lazy, so not too much. It's enough, really.
Of course.
Yeah, okay. Then we create the auto-publish rule system, which we can define the rule like if the product is created and the storage is watched by event handler and is more than one or available or not allocated, and it has image in DMS and it has price, just change it, publish. And that is the place. I don't say it's AI, but it's very similar what AI can do. If something is ready to fulfill the requirement, then it's automated handled. Because I cannot imagine they have 150,000 images and some people in the company. It's not I don't want to say small company, but they still don't have enough resources. And without this approach, it's not possible. And some ideas came from different systems, because I'm the product manager, I'm sometimes doing like Cora is doing. Yes, Cora people is here, we are talking to that today, about that. Okay. So we are learning a lot how others doing that. So the practices are already exist, we just take a look, understand, decoupling the system, and implement. For example, in this case, that is maybe important. You see, if you want extend the product with web store, then you need to have it active or listed as discontinued, visibility, where you can visit, where you can find, search, or browse on the web. For example, you can see in the catalog and search, no individual visibility and only search, and any other information. And this one is the auto publication you can define here. So that is the one change, significant. not too much fields. What happens? Maybe it was created 7 years ago, but it's not perfect, and we are always and slowly incrementing the functionality and improving it. Maybe we are something drop and then replace it with different solution. Okay, this one, and maybe the DMS is important. So here you can find the icon, this one, and this is the debug solution. Maybe a bit slow. And we automatically populate and delete those data. And it's an internal DMS system, but we have publication rules. Oops, something went wrong. And then we publish it, make it available to anyone in the web. Okay. What is important here? I think so. You have product, you can show it. You have partners, you have users. We have authorization clients. We have users. We have some interesting maybe functionalities, like we have a web form. We try to design it like NetSuite. Only create once the form, like engine. It's very similar to normal window and application dictionary. Okay, I have a registration form, name, field, name, birthday, or any other informations, and then it can be converted by Java and create partner. And then start MFA tokens and send back the registration flow. And we come back again the same topic we discussed yesterday, how we can make it much more universal, generic, and not write again each other components. And because we are using it on like omni-channel way, omni-channel means you have a web, you have a POS, and you have all in one, then it's always reusable. If not reusable, it can be tuned or changed. So from the product development cycle, or how to improve, increase the quality of the product, I think, in my opinion, is the good approach, because we use the same product, same platform, come back to the same solution, same technologies. Just for one mentioning, we have the indexing, which was originally done by Carlos Bake's team. And we again take a look, and some good ideas came from. But we are follow this rule, and we create a storage index provider. And we at first implement the Postgres text search provider. But what is interesting, you have a search index here, and you can define any index as you want. So our idea is, if you have the Elastic, or you have the OpenSearch, or you have the Postgres simple. Postgres is very simple. It's very fast because it's trigonometric index, vector-based, and it's very good, I think. And you don't need to run again new server. And you define the index, then define the strategy of indexing. We try to follow iDempiere principles and use the same approach, like define any other process, window, and other things. And it works, and where I can show it, for example, the different project is this one. This customer hunting us a lot. They are selling not flowers, but what is it? Deepak, help me please. What is it?
Onions.
For example, you like it. I think you are vegetarian, so good for you. So this one, and the same again. So we have two deployments. So the web is different, the same monorepository, but using same REST API, same libraries, and the same code base. So when we start the build of the code, we take all libraries, we build it, take specific apps from, this is the app in NX library, is the Angular, we are using Angular, and just use the specific rules, like translations, or customer panel, or different one. But filters, we don't need to do anything, it's the product, I think, and that is same like, okay, why many people have a lot of code here, but not committing into the core? The reason is simple, because the life is not easy, the customers has a lot of ideas, and they have not enough money, and it is very expensive to get into the core. So we need sponsorship, we need to people look fantasy in the project, and increase and improve it, yes? And here, in this project, in this customer, so come back to the indexing. So they want to search by relevancy, not by name or. So if this is a nice flower, okay. So this was done by Postgres search index provider, which is improved by Igor and Peter. And we have a special endpoint when you can send the syntax of Postgres, because this endpoint is provided by Postgres, but you can use also Elastic syntax and other syntax. And you get back the result. And the importance here was, I want to see first the items are more relevant, but which are criteria are more relevant. And in our case, why we are not going by the direction of integration like WordPress, Shopify. Since I'm asking for Shopify because our customer really wants Shopify, but I don't understand Shopify, don't understand WordPress. So our strategy, it's to provide, it looks interesting, it's not easy task, I think. So to deliver to customer the system where you provide the backend infrastructure, you provide I think all in one, I think. And then use it and reuse it. That is our strategy, I think. So here we return the items, and the mushkat is the term in Slovak. If you put into the window, and you can see somewhere here is the second word, the mushkat. Because they sell the flowers, they sell this one, and the relevance is really important. How complicated is implementing Elastic? What you need, debug? You need Elastic server. You need specialist to Elastic. You need the strategy. You need the index model. Is it easy? No, not easy, I think. But if we share, is public this code? Maybe not perfect, but we can tune it. But if you use it and create a new provider, for example, create a provider for us for free maybe, because he wants also this. And then we will have the second one, then probably Michal can use it, or other people can use it in the next project, I think. So I don't want to say this is enough, because if you have a customer across 10 countries or 5 continents, and you have a million of items or billions of items, exactly is not your case. But how many people here has a billion of items in the database? I think not too much. So can be affordable, and still what I need to do is only, yes, we have many servers, and I think in cluster or like backends like REST API, then other servers for scheduler, other servers web UI. But at the end, it's always the same system. That's all. And what an absolutely different and bit crazy approach is what is it? This is our website. It's running over iDempiere too. So what we think, is it good? Very experimental approach. But if my customer asks me to create the website, storefront, he will ask me, okay, can I show my blogs? Yeah, but I have labels. Do we have labels? Yes. We worked with Alan from Brazil, and he created the label. Maybe Frank wondered what is this icon there in UX perspective. I think nobody using it, maybe a bit. So if you go here and say, okay, what is this? Okay, you can say, okay, this is the item, white. No white, just create. So we have labeling. This labeling working over all tables. And now the latest development from Hengsin, it's maybe 2 commits or 2 PRs was. One is into the core already, the second one not yet. Is a REST API which is able to get records based on label. So I would like to get my all products based on label, type, color. So a bit, maybe we can say, okay, it's overlapping the attributes, but attribute management is a really complex system. But if I'm thinking, it can be really easy to write the AI or process which is always sorting and changing the data, and just what doing? A simple primitive way put into the labels. And if we have the simple REST API, to get records based on labels, then Moodle developers in Brasilia can get products by label, color, type, white, for example. And you can use it on all records. So a bit we are moved toward, or a bit some steps from the legacy and very complex, what is the name? You have JSON and you have a normal database structure, which is ACID, and really complex foreign keys. We are using which database? Postgres and this type? Related database. Okay, sorry. Oh, that is. So relation database, but these labels, table records is always really give you a really big freedom, I think. And here, so we just create the content. We use the web store here, web store. And I will finish them. It's too, oh. So we have the web store here, and we have the web project. Both objects in iDempiere, just locked, not visible. So you can define the web project, your one. This one, what we see. You can create your hierarchy. You can create your data model. We have sometimes, I don't want to tell details now, if anyone interested on that, then you can model your design. It's not easy like Shopify or other system and WordPress to quickly create your CMS model. I think web designers will hate this, but for us to deliver a good service and use it, this content delivery tool is good because you can do that, you can get this business. You don't need to talk with people. They came from with shoes, Adidas and jeans, and one say we are the best. We are fighting. Each day we are fighting because they have a quick and nice and funny solutions. Come back to the UI topic, but we have a knowledge, and I think it's a very interesting situations because we have on one side we can say we have a big benefit. We have a data model, we have evolved technologies, but we don't have a good UI probably. But we can join it if we change the strategy that we can deliver web stores or storefronts. We can share this code, but we need to cooperate and we need to work on it. Okay? These websites, the second use case is the customer zone. We are trying to do is we have our documentation, not public yet. But again, it's the Angular. We unlock the object car type and car entries. It's the iDempiere, it's the original Jörg. We are a big fan of Jörg, you know. And we unlock those objects, and you say, okay, I would like to create my documentation. Because we are, it's the big topic, I know, I a bit drilling into in the documentation forum. We are not using Docusaurus because we need authorization and specific documentation like workspaces per customer. So practically we can define some workspaces based on iDempiere model, and we get an open here, okay, what we have. So we are using editor.js, which is a block editor. Its motivation came from Notion, so we have a partial Notion practically over iDempiere. And I have here the POS, oh, I'm in the wrong language, that is wrong now. It's not finished yet, so it's a work in progress, I think. And then I will show you, for example, how to administer and how to use. So here you can see how our POS looks like. I will show a quick video. This is a real example, not just proof of type, proof of concept, prototype. It's always again, same objects, same informations, same data models, same payload, same responses. So why we need more systems? Okay, it's possible in one strategy, but in our strategy, I think we are a small country, small business. We need a good available solution. Yes, we can do that on the worldwide level, but not yet. We are cooperating with DEPA on that. And that is how we are documenting our systems. And just for consultants, maybe it can be for Naomi interesting. It's a work in progress, but if I will open this one and going here, I can show you we have a BPMN implemented. And my idea is I have a never-end problem with documentation for customers. I'm use presentation PowerPoint. I'm use them Draw.io. I use them other systems, but how can I create this in JSON, publish it? So for example, if I would like say, okay, this process is not finishing here, just go here and says, okay, the next step is Budapest, for example, and now it's finished. This way. Important is you need to know a BPMN standard. But the good news is there are some tools, AI tools, they are generates BPM based on text. Again, AI here. So that is, you can say, okay, now I created notes. Naomi is here. Naomi, yes, is here and smiling. Oh, close. Save, or if you don't want save, just save as BPMN, SVG, or you can download it or simply save it. So it's not perfect, but we are using. So at the end, if I would like say, okay, I will create another content here, I just go here and say, okay, Notion modern way block text editor. I will say I will create a table here. Header, row. This row can have some attributes, but then I will create a different one by BPMN. This editor is editor.js is available. It's a block editor. Before we are used HTML and Markdown. It's terrible. But again, our Yana, she's my honey. She's working on support, and we try to work with Markdowns, but not possible in our level. And developer can do HTML. It's again a big trouble. So somehow we need, okay, what is the system we can use? Our Gitbook, it costs 600 euros per month. I cannot pay for this system. Because I need hidden users, I need users in our systems, I need to share, and exactly, if we have this here, the next step is create a plugin, probably with Carlos, to the AI and Bedrock. Are you in? And then we use those content for our responses, and if we create this chat panel on the bottom, you should ask your knowledge, or you use the same again for ask data. And that is our philosophy, how concentrate and use it in one place, because what I see, we have Metabase, we have Superset, we have big, great ideas in each conference, but how to do that? I will show you, I have too much in my head, but this one is just small video. This is a POS, a real example. What happened here, he started a transaction, we opened the WebSocket, we call to the bank, the ring is assigned, we're waiting the response, we are measuring the time here, communication, now calling governance, getting back the fiscal document, and the transaction is finished, I think. We are waiting as a problem. We are measuring, so. But at the end, boom, next transaction. It's because the topic is really complex, I cannot talk more about that. But the behind this is important, the effort related to dashboards. Quickly, we have the multi-dashboard here. This is the last one, where you can select you can set for role or per user or client or tenant the default dashboard. It's using the same objects like iDempiere, just we have the C dashboard over, and we have the access rights, so anyone cannot see all dashboards. So we move a bit the different way the permissions on that. But here you can say, okay, if I have this is the default one, so this user can see the aspect, how many items I have in my baskets. Okay, I see, it's not too much, but I see how many items was put into the basket in our storefront, which one. Those are requests we are using for claiming and the support, customer support. Not yet perfect, but we are using it also for our comments. You see KPI, that was the yesterday mentioned the improvements. We have the status line when you can, it's not easy task, but you can create a nice, relatively nice visualization. And you have parameters here, so practically you can, as Thomas explained yesterday, you can create a common parameters over dashboards, and you can attach two charts. And then you say, okay, I just change this parameter at the top, and it influences all parameters, all charts. So here you can see probably which parameters was applied, not this one, but if it's applied, then it's visible here. You can get the SQL model, so you can very quickly analyze it by ChatGPT, for example. This one, and many times doing this simple, not asking anyone, explain. Okay, help me please, my brother. Here, what we are doing here. Okay, he's trying to understand what's happening. So no coding, just simple copy-paste and knowledge how I can. What he says, okay, we have some problems here. Status name, okay. He could suggest new indexes, and many times it help a lot because I'm not expert in Postgres, but I quite understand, but help a lot. Okay, so this way, and when I come back here, not here, then we have also the model of the charting, so you can experiment with new chart types, yes. And if you have management, it's not too nice. We have 3 new candidates for chart types. But it's slow, but the small caching is solve all problems. Because if you load it once, then you can use it. For example, here, the new feature is put filters here on the chart level and says, okay, how many cache I had 2 days ago? Oops, I know it is in information with the walking through report. Now I go here and I would like aspect to see how my years are or periods are going. Oh, first of all, I will check my period, and I promise to this Venezuelan man, we have the new option here, the shortcuts. It's date range, when you can define the new in the extra window our ranges, so you can say I would like to check not 1 year, but just 1 month here. Oh, that's not perfect, should be better, but you can make the granularity of the days. And here, what you can do is, okay, this is the Shopify way. I think we make a bit motivation from Shopify because customers was really motivated by Shopify. And you are using the same. You can imagine like normal process. You just define the parameter. You say is the type of the regular or comparison. Then you select the interface or how to say it. We are using here again our approach like this. This is defaultly opening we have either not confuse the user with many options, so we understand we need only one on the base options, and here you can do, okay, the 1 year by monthly, compare with previous year, and now apply filter. Here, if you want to compare different one, it's okay also. If you want to do same, only specific channel, like shop, POS, then you can do that. And you can add them manually. Maybe it's easier to do that in which one? Superset and other systems, but still it's easier than maintain 10 servers extra for me. So that is our concept, how we are going through. So I think maybe my presentation was not exact. I'm trying to, each year we meet together, I'm trying to do my presentation as the last night. But I yesterday decided I can ask Reka some screens and then make improvisation. But it's almost why this happens, because I have ideas now we are in what situation we are talking about UX, about AI. We will talk now later in how we can do that better together by UI level. So I think that is what we are doing. So hope it was understandable. I'm trying to move through iDempiere features, what we have, how can use it. There are many things like table partitioning, how you can split your table and data into months or years. So we have partitioning over
orders, for example. So practically you can have 50 million orders and it can be still fast with the live analyst. But exactly we will need some caching. So should works. The risk is it's not really easy to do. It's easier to take a complex solution and integrate them, I think. But we can talk with customer in all levels, which is good, but they are also can be frustrated because we are slow in development, and probably we cannot. We understand all, but nothing. I don't want to say good or we are not best or all, but it depends on what people you have. But this way, from the aspect of data model and how we can integrate really data model from the back office to the storefronts and each interfaces is very influenceable for us. That was my idea. It can be good product, not easy to sell, not easy to maintain, because here the all put together came the new problem. UI visibility, do not mess the data, split. How to say when you are make collections, so you need to split collections, like do not show POS orders and sales orders normally, because you mess up the customer, yes? So it can be very complex and not understandable to customer. So if you open here the orders and you have 10,000 POS order in a day, then it can be problematic, I think. So let's say we have these, but we have a different window POS orders. Any questions? Probably too much talking, I think.
So you're using web store. You're using web store. Right?
iDempiere has a web store order, a web store object.
Okay.
But it's hidden.
So I'm not familiar with web store, but what I wanted to ask, if you use iDempiere web store, why?
It. Okay. Yes.
Why do you have to make these API calls
Yes.
to iDempiere if you use the built-in web store in iDempiere?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with web store, so I'm just out of curiosity I'm asking you.
So when you are authorize yourself, then you get the tenant, yes, and you say, okay, give me the model. You have a model endpoint, you know, and you ask, okay, give me my basket. Then we show you haven't anything in your basket. But if you have in basket something in your authorization token in the backend, then we load this basket. We are supporting multi-basket, so you have a B2B. It's important to have more than one basket, and then you just choose the basket, which one you want, and then continue with this, because you should have one customer more.
But you also said you have to make an API call if you get the prices.
But this is different core, yes, different core.
But does this not come with web store as a base functionality to get the prices?
He is not using iDempiere's web store. He has built Angular web store.
Oh, I see.
Okay. No, what do
You are not using the iDempiere web store plugin, correct? That we have.
No.
Okay, that was my confusion then, because if you had used it, I was just wondering why you need to make a REST API call to get the prices.
I was wrong. We are using object of a model.
Okay, so you're not using the iDempiere web store plugin. You're not
No,
using
I didn't know it exists.
Okay.
And in even iDempiere web store also we have made it like to make the price for as a separate, because when it is B2B store, it depends on the current login user. And second thing is like if you want to use cache, correct? Like how Norbert using cache, correct? So there are static content which is cached, and price are dynamic. So price can be changed daily basis, correct? Or any time it can be changed. So price I have to load exactly what is. But for example, we have done implementation for Ivan, okay, where we are also caching the price information. So daily basis it refreshes, correct? So whenever, for example, for one product category, after loading the static content, when web store call for the pricing, right? It's bring for the customer specific pricing and cache it. So if same customer login again and looking for same category, he will get from cache.
Okay. And the same for stock quantity as well?
Yes.
Stock quantities for a particular product.
Stock quantity normally we don't show in a store, correct? But normally in case of Ivan, what happens is like we have a warning system. If we have a less stock or let's say out of stock, it's the slash services like go and check whether it is in stock or not. Otherwise, it asks like do you want to add into the back order? Okay.
Okay.
So say that we don't have enough stock, we can't able to deliver in next schedule, but would you like to add into the back order? Like, so
Okay.
it's another call.
Maybe this explained your question. This is the. Peter, you want to talk? I'll give you the second one. This is the, as I mentioned, this is the AWS. We are using AWS. And okay, REST API. The Carlos suggests use Kraken. Is the alternative, but we are not using Kraken. We are using different system because we are caching many things. And here you can see. Okay, what is it? API model FE product visitor. Okay, it hit 500 requests and hits this count. So if we have for this key and cache for 5, 15 or 1 day, 5 minutes or 1 day, and it hold the cache. Then if it's gone, then flush. And it's ask again the data. And you can see we are using product filters. It's the not model but process. No, it's the endpoint, normal endpoint. Yes. Slides. This can be cached, not cached yet. Why we are asking in each moment slides? Absolutely not normal. I think. Now have time. Related products, CDN models. It's we are storing the images. JSON calculate price. You asked. So we have the processor. We put send the product quantity, and we get back the prices and others. Collection entry. This was the document. And also because the JavaScript need to have a secure rule for what is the name when you need to keep the domains in the front end? Cross-site. Not cross-site. Cross-site check. Okay. So all calls we are using before HA proxy, but now we are moving to Cloud Front, and all calls came into the DNS will be transferred here, and also Web UI will be cached this way. Not socket requests, but images or CSS and others, which is, and it's important, it's server-side caching. That means if you want to flush it, just create again, we can create a plugin for caching, connect to CloudFront or other tools, then say, okay, if you use, and Hensing create for us cache reset interface for plugin, and we will have not only cache reset for internal cache, but cache reset for CloudFront. And if user wants to say, okay, I changed the name, I cannot see the result, just cache reset, select which objects or full, it's better to which one. Then he come here, reset the cache, boom, go. If you have a cache on the client side, it's big trouble because you cannot influence anything. It's big trouble, really big trouble, I think. So explain to Michael, this is how you can see how we are communicating. Simple. Any question?
My confusion was the web store. I thought you used the one in iDempiere.
But iDempiere don't have web store. Has?
Yes. And there's a plugin.
It had, but it's obsolete now.
But which one? The debug or?
The old one that
Old one.
came from computer.
Ah, okay. The GSP.
Yeah?
Yeah, but we are not using GSP
No,
anymore.
it's obsolete.
Yes.
It's dedicated, not maintained.
Probably obvious question. So is my understanding right? First, works online. If store is out of internet, it stops working.
It should happen.
Well, sometimes it happens. It depends on the locality, of course. When you
Okay.
in Bratislava or Budapest, it's quite unusual that
So-
you have no internet yet.
Okay. Okay. the reason why we choose AWS is because the high availability and maybe 50.
No, I'm asking about internet in the store, not about
But the store-
Amazon. In the store, for example, something's wrong and you have no internet in your shop. In shop.
But this shop is running in the AWS also.
I'm asking about POS system. POS system.
Yeah,
Point
POS
of
system.
sale,
Okay.
the point of sale.
POS.
POS, yeah.
Oh,
POS.
not happened yet.
Okay, understand. So, it's
No internet, no POS, that is true, but if you want, it's about the strategy and the DevOps
yes, I
question.
agree.
But Angular is, what's the difference Angular React is, Angular is more framework and it's more complex and good for enterprise implementations. Before it was less good for web UI, storefronts, but recently it's very good and we have on the latest version. But there are some service workers, and what happening behind, we have no time to show the POs, but I would be happy, but no time. If you are scan, what we did, we optimized the all calls. It's running over CloudFront, so again, it's cached, so it's fast. But if you want, you can create the TypeScript where you says all data should be stored locally in the browser. So if you have enough capacities, then theoretically all your full day can be stored in your POS locally in browser. So technically it's possible.
But it's not
But there is
possible now,
performance.
yeah?
Yeah.
Just with the fiscal authorities
Yes.
don't allow that just
So-
on,
So depends on country because in Slovakia, maybe in Colombia, we have obligation to send each call to the governance. But still, I'm not sure because you can store them locally, and the law is allowed to
just,
have some
just,
privacy.
just when they are broken. The laws in Colombia, for example, they say if they have a problem, then they declare a contingency time, and you are allowed to work offline. But that's not normal.
Yes, I know.
Okay, another question. So you showed nice diagrams. I couldn't understand. What is the basis? It's not Apache Superset. It's something different, right?
Yes.
What is it?
If not,
What is it?
Your dashboard.
Your dashboard.
yeah, okay.
Is iDempiere.
Yes, I didn't build dashboard. Billboard.
But they have modified.
What happens against chatbot with Hensing Colors and others and the community each daily, evening, weekend, you know. And one day Hensing came with a recreating of G chart, which is Java and only server side and can be produce only images to Billboard.js, and it's JavaScript based. So it was first plugin, but then it was moved to core. And what we are doing, we just using this chart system, Billboard.js, but there are some of them which are much more funny. I think it's not including the pipeline. Where we can say we have in the basket 1,000 items, we have in the reservation only 200, we have in order this one, and we are shipping and return, and the net one is your revenue. So it's not included, but there are a lot of, I think, if we found the resources, then it can be easily interfaceable, and for example, eChart is a very good option. You have maybe 1,000 charts, it's Apache project. But it's Billboard.js. It's improved Billboard.js. Not in core. The Billboard is in core, but colors are not implemented properly, or many of them was let's say hard coded for our case, but you can change it. But all those parameters are our customization. We would like to share it. Just we need to find time and resources. That. There is one question.
Thank you.
Christian. But maybe I need to help you to understand Crispian because not easy task for me.
You're right. Going back to your POS system, do you use the POS tables that are in iDempiere already?
We are using the C order, normal one. Not sure it was the best option because it's okay because we have a partition at this table.
so no capacity issue. But if you start the payment transactions over and you start to use maybe 4 terminals in peak, then it can make locks, not deadlock, but shared locks, which is probably technically not problem. A bit can slow down all users in all tenants and all our system, all full platform. So we need to take care, especially how we can move into the async, or how to optimize, how to improve sequences. We have some ideas. So, but basically it's the C order normal objects. POS is very nice. I think it's the best we did in the last year, maybe. Customer like it, but we have time. Thanks. Many thanks. I think it was very not short, but long presentation, I think.